Hello, it's me again. It's Saturday, August 20th. Yep, it's 20th. It's a great thing that I review things. And if I don't, it's like you know, wow, this is amazing, and I just got goosebumps. Not it, of course the air is very cool, and the air conditioning in this office evolution is quite nice. During it outside, it's like 90 to 100 degrees, and fortunately it's not muggy, and but here it's nice. But I just got goosebumps thinking about this. See what I can do. See what I can do is this. I could trade and make mistakes 5 millions of times. I can make the same mistake 1 billion times. Do you know why? Because I'll do the same thing, but I'll never put one and one together to find a solution where I move up to another rung. So there's a saying called "Stairway to Heaven." Essentially, Stairway to Heaven is taking one rung, moving into another rung, moving into another rung, moving into another rung, and unless my thoughts are captured and mixed together, and a thought is made to make another advance into another rung, I will never ever make progress in my day trading. I made the same mistake over and over and over and over and over. When I started counting to now, it's about 40 some odd accounts of it. And every time it is a incredible amount of loss. And we're talking about I have to wash dishes for like 5 months, kind of a mistake every time. Okay, all right. So can you just imagine that, huh? Dishwashers make a certain amount of money per month. Okay, that's a lot of money. But I would make mistakes that are more than 40 times at this point the same mistake. And I would repeat that. I would say to myself, this can't be happening again. This will never happen again. I say that to myself. I keep saying it. But I will keep saying that over and over and over until I make that adjustment that brings me above that point. When my thoughts are weak and something happens due to my physical being and the mental being, I will revert back down. But in most cases, I would like to be at the point where I'm above that threshold. So that is another word is breaking point, a tipping point. A tipping point is when I've moved up to a point where I say to myself, that's where I am. So I thought to myself, just now, how do I make that adjustment? How do I make that adjustment where I do not repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again? The only way to make that adjustment I've seen so far, I couldn't see it, even though I was doing the same thing 40 times. I would do that 40 or 50 times. I would do that same thing over and over again, where it would be like a month or 2 months of wage just gone, just gone. It just disappeared into the market. So if I were to paint the scenario as this, I have these rules, and there are like 6 rules that I placed on my webpage. So in order to make it simple for me, I've reduced it down to 3 rules so that I can, 3 rules, okay? So one of them is look for the right setup, don't add to losers, and then cut losses fast. Those are the 3 rules that I have. So I keep doing the same thing over and over again. And the prime example that I have is I keep seeing it. I made this video of how I did that. So what I've noticed is that so I have to figure out, based on those very expensive lessons, what other lessons would there be to place me on a tipping point above the threshold of knowledge, where it is a tipping point? It is a point where I latch in, where I make that progress, where I've moved over, where it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. So what would that be? It's decisions. It's decision. What I deduced is this: new information comes in, visually, sound, with whatever it is, it comes in, and then with my thinking, I have to take that information and adjust my thinking. My thinking wants to go this way. My thinking is thinking, okay, it's going to go this way. My thinking is thinking that the market was going to go that way, right? But new information comes in, and I have to process that information, and the brain has to make that adjustment. It has to make that adjustment to say, this is what's really happening. This is really what's happening, and I have to change. Otherwise, my thinking of adding and adding and adding is flawed. Okay? And then at this point where the maximum amount of pain occurs, that's when I get out. That's where my thinking changes. So what I need to do is practice on making decisions. So I have to figure out, okay, I need to make decisions. I have to make a decision. I have to make a decision, and I have to make the right decision. If I don't make the right decision, then something has to be a gauge. I have to pinpoint what the gauge is. If I figure out what the gauge is, what is the gauge? What is the gauge? What is the most important gauge in anything? So, in terms of day trading, it's money, right? It's money, right? So when I make a trade, it moves. The money moves, and I have to look at that. And if the money drops, then my mind has to think. But if it goes up, my mind has to think. And so when my mind is encased in skull, okay, it's encased. It's the only way for the mind to enter into the other world into the other world is visually, okay, and verbally, and then through the ears, taking that information and process it. What I've noticed is this: I miss the point where I lose focus on what is most important. It's the money. It's not the setup. It's the money. It is the money. People say, oh, don't focus on the money. Just look at the setup. I beg to differ. It's the money. Those professionals who are saying, oh, don't focus on the money. Don't focus on the money. I say, maybe their thinking may not be, their statements may be misleading. Okay, it's true, you want to focus on the setup, but the most important part is you're there to make money. And if your money is being depleted, okay, it's being depleted, you have to change your thinking. So in a restaurant business, there's several things that need to occur in drive-thrus. And it's time. It's time. Time is very important. Food quality needs to always be there. It has to always be there. So that would be the setup. But time is most important because these people are sitting in their cars waiting for their food, and it has to be done at the right time. And a prerequisite is quality food. So in day trading, if I were to make an analogy, is this. Money is equivalent to time. And setup is the quality of the food, the quality of the setup. Setup is the quality of the trade. So when they say, hey, don't focus on money, those individuals may be saying something that's erroneous. It's money. Focus on the money.